So today we're going to talk about Reyna and why I now believe that Reyna is the worst agent to pick for pro players. And it was this game with Asuna for 100 Thieves against EG on Breeze that convinced me that that was the case. And yes, I'm talking worse than Phoenix or whoever else you think is the worst agent in the game. And let me explain why that is. Well, let's take a look at Reyna's abilities first. So we have the Leer. The Leer is a flash that, I mean, particularly on Breeze as well, is a very odd choice because the Leer, maybe not everyone knows this, but the Leer has a limited range. And so if you flash like here on A site or something like in this close A, it only really goes to about there. So if anyone's playing like back site, like they actually aren't going to be flashed. I don't know if everyone knows that because it rarely comes up. But the Leer as well, the other problem with the Leer, of course, is that you're going to put it like normally high or low, right? But pro players, I don't know if you've seen them do like aim lab training or whatever, but they're really good at like hitting one and then quickly switching back to head level. So it's not going to make that much of a difference for them. And if they do practice their aim labs, which they probably are doing somewhat, they're going to be able to do that without much problem. It's not like me or you in our ranked games where, you know, we can't do that quick and always have it back to head level. These are pro players. So the Leer oftentimes didn't really do that much. And then the other problem is, of course, Reyna really needs kills. For the rest of her kit, if you're not getting kills, you can't really use them. You know, they're pretty useless. And that's pretty much what we saw here. And it's not that Asuna had like a terrible game, but he had not a great game by any means. And anytime you're playing Reyna and you don't get that many kills, you essentially are useless. And that is basically what we saw in this game. So I went through this entire game. 24 round game. Ended 13-11. And I counted 4 moments where Asuna got good value out of his utility. There were little times and things like, you know, you could say a flash that doesn't get shot allows you to clear an area, like that's like a minimal gain, right? Or something like that. I counted 4 moments overall where they really got something out of the Reyna utility. Not 4 rounds that the utility won, 4 moments within 24 rounds that Asuna and his utility was able to benefit himself or the team. And so we're going to go through those 4 moments as well. I will show you to them. And we're going to go through some other things as well where it just shows like you can't play this agent at pro level because you're so reliant on getting kills that you won't always get because it's a pro game and they can just one-tap you a lot as much as you can one-tap them, particularly if you're on an off game like Asuna probably was a bit here. And so let's start with the pistol round. And as we come up here, Asuna is here playing in the little corner on the defensive side, and this is something that, you know, a lot of Reynas will do. But what we're going to see is as we run this forward, it is going to be an A hit from EG. They're going to use a bit of utility to clear this corner out and figure out where Asuna is. And the problem is then that because Asuna is in this corner, he's going to feel the need. So here we go. Get the KO knife that actually doesn't hit Asuna. But the recon dart is going to scan him if he's not careful. So he has to shoot the recon dart, which he does, but then as he shoots that recon dart, and you can tell by what your boy Dre here does straight away, they know that Asuna is right there, right? Because he just shot the recon dart. And so Asuna now feels like, and this is the correct decision, he has to just swing out into like 4 people. And he doesn't win that fight, particularly on a pistol round. You're not really going to win that fight when you swing out into a bunch of people. And so he dies, and there's Reyna, right? Reyna with no kill, completely useless in this round. And that's pretty much what happened a lot. And now let's come to round number 5. And this one maybe is on Asuna more than Reyna necessarily, but we're going to get a B hit here from Evil Geniuses. We've got this Viper Wall up here. And Asuna, for whatever reason, is going to use both of his flashes here, like way before anything's ready. So if we just take a look at the map, you can see that the 100 Thieves players are like just realizing that it's a B hit, and so they're in the rotation, right? So really Asuna here should probably just be more patient and wait, but instead this is what he's going to do. He's just going to use both of his flashes. You can see he's got both flashes here. He's just going to use them both, and nothing is going to happen. No one goes past the wall on that first one, you know, no one tries to get in. He's going to use the second one. And again, they're still really waiting for these 2 players to get close to them. And, you know, it's not really affecting anyone. You know, all these Evil Geniuses players are just like, you know, hiding in corners and getting the spike down and preparing for the afterplant. And so that Leer ends, and then, you know, the wall goes down, and now they're ready to fight, right? And so this is what constantly was happening, where, again, what did Asuna get out of those 2 flashes? Nope, literally nothing. You know, no one shot at them. No one was affected by them. They're just 2 wasted flashes completely. Okay, now let's come to round number 9. And this is the first of 4 times that Asuna got some amount of value from using Reyna. And let's take a look at it, because we're going to get this A hit from Evil Geniuses, as you can see. And Asuna is playing, I'll just show you, he's playing back here. And he's going to get a couple kills in this round. And so you think, okay, this is the round where he's going to absolutely take off. But let's see how much his utility is really worth here. As this hit starts to come in, as we're going to see, Asuna is able to get 2 kills. And in getting those 2 kills, he's able to get the heal. Now, this heal is not the thing that I'm talking about. The heal doesn't matter at all, because he's just going to get headshotted and die. So that's not what I'm talking about in terms of him actually getting good use of his utility. The use of utility is going to be from that kill. He's going to be able to do this, where he starts a fight and then just dismisses out, and now they know where the Sova is, even though they probably had a good idea where the Sova was anyway, but now they know for certain where this Sova is. That is number 1 of 4 in this entire game of like him using his Reyna utility to benefit the team. And as we run this forward, it actually ends up, even though they're in a 3v1 at this point, it ends up, and here's Asuna, I'd show you that this overheal, you know, didn't matter, because he's just gonna get headshotted anyway. So yeah, the overheal didn't matter at all, and they end up in a 1v1. And well, Hiko, I know everyone says that Hiko's really bad, but he did win this clutch, and he manages to win the round for 100 Thieves. But again, that was Reyna. That was 1 of 4 times that Reyna got some value from her utility. And now let's come to round 13. And this, to be fair, was the one round where Reyna utility actually did perhaps help them win a round. And it's no surprise that it is the pistol round, right? Because what's going to happen here is we have 100 Thieves. They've taken this A site, as you can see by the map. And Asuna is going pushing as the Reyna. And so this is the one time I would say that the Reyna actually did benefit the team and having a Reyna here, because what we're going to get is we're going to get a pistol, we get the kill, he gets the heal, and then as he's during this fight, he's still on 32 health. So I reckon that, you know, the heal probably is what saved him and allowed him to live in that fight. And so, you know, he's able to get an extra kill there, which obviously is worth quite a bit. He does end up then getting traded out, but I think that that heal was probably the, you know, first time that I was like, okay, that actually did make a full difference to the round as a whole, and really helped the team. And now let's come to round 15, and this is another problem you might face as a Reyna at the pro level, is that pros know when to take a fight or when not to take a fight, and they also know that, you know, they shouldn't be feeding Reyna kills in unfavorable fights, something that, you know, probably in your ranked games you could perhaps try as well, because what we're going to get is Asuna here, and Reformed here playing Viper is over there, and so we're going to get this, you know, Asuna doing everything right. He's going to flash, he's going to try and chase Reformed, and well, Reformed is in trouble right at this moment. But the thing is, pro players are pretty good at getting out of sticky situations, and so he's going to be able to escape, put down this snake bite, and Asuna can do nothing, and then he also gets suppressed by the KO knife. So, you know, this is kind of the difference that, you know, in your ranked games, maybe you feel like, I can take this fight, I'm just going to fight him, right? I'm good, and that's what a lot of people do in ranked games and feed a Reyna. Whereas at the pro level, they aren't going to give you that. You know, they're not going to give you those disadvantaged fights. They're going to run away when they can. And now let's take a look at the very next round. And this is another thing in pro games. Trades happen very quickly, and so it can be very difficult to always get off that Reyna utility, because what we're going to get here is this Jett is going to walk down mid, and it's going to be surprised that Asuna is right there, as you can see, and Asuna's going to get that kill. But Foe here is supporting his Jett, and he's going to be ready to trade out that kill before Asuna can react and get that dismiss off. He's already dead. And this is just another thing. Trades happen very quick at pro games like that. And so you don't have time always to dismiss, again, just making Reyna a bit useless. And now let's come to round number 17. And I think that this round really goes to show like the difference and why this Jett character might be a bit better than perhaps a Reyna. In this instance. So we're going to get, you know, an entry onto site. In we go. Here's the setup. We're going to get 100 Thieves going towards this A site, and in they are going to go, and the Reyna is going to lead the charge. But what's going to happen is Boostio is just going to peek around this corner and hit the shot and dash away to safety. But whilst that happened, I want you to think about what would happen if that was a Reyna, because if Reyna got that kill, she could dismiss and maybe get out as well, and it would be the same. But the difference is, what if Boostio didn't hit that shot? Well, he could have still got out to safety. What if Asuna didn't hit that shot? He's dead. That's the difference with with those agents, is that an agent like Jett can just get away, whether you get the kill or not. It's just like Reyna on massive steroids. Like, Why on earth at this level would you pick Reyna over Jett just for things like that, which, you know, aren't really that difficult to do? You know, you can see people do stuff like that, maybe not the clean headshot, but, you know, you can see people dash away like that in gold lobbies or whatever. So I really just don't understand. And just something like that, again, that would have been more valuable than pretty much everything else that Asuna did in this game. And now let's come to round 18, and this is number 3 of 4 of those momentary brief moments of good Reyna utility that we get, and it comes in a very interesting situation. And this is the one time I thought a Reyna flash actually made any difference whatsoever, because as we can see, we got 100 Thieves and they're ready to cross back to 8, but they're worried because they have no mid control, and so they don't know if someone like this Jett could be in that angle. And so what we're going to get is Asuna flashing up here so that they can't see the cross. And this is really quite cool, actually, and it is a good use of a Reyna flash. I'll give them that, and it's well thought out as well because, you know, they're aware of what the situation is, and so it makes the Jett move off there and they're able to cross to the other side. And, you know, and then Asuna is also able to get the kill. But just to highlight as well that, you know, Asuna here is on full health. This is the kind of kills Asuna was getting a lot of time. He's on full health. I mean, he can dismiss if he wants to, but, well, like, he's not going to find anything because look at how spread out everyone is. It's not like he's going to get any info of where anyone is. So this is like the kind of kill that Asuna was getting a lot on Reyna, and just goes to show again why, you know, so many of these kills that he would then get just didn't lead to any chance to actually use his utility. And now let's come to round 20, and again we have 100 Thieves here ready to make this a hit, and we're going to get some Reyna flashes, and let's see how that goes for them, because it's going to end up actually kind of baiting them out. So there goes the first Reyna flash, and we need to focus here on your boy Dre, because in comes the second Reyna flash, and Asuna just thinks, well, no one shot it, so we must be fine. And then your boy Dre finds the timing and gets 2 kills for free, and they're on an eco at this point, so now they're in a 5v3 with eco weapons as well. So it's all gone very well for EG at that point. And again, these Reyna flashes, you kind of can disrespect, because the difference is there, right? Your boy Dre gets this first kill whilst flashed. You know, this first flash, he can't really see that much, but it doesn't completely blind you, this Reyna flash, and so he's able to get bang there for free. Whereas any other flash in the game, be it KO, be it a Sky, be it a Breach, be it a Phoenix even, you can't see anything. You know, you can't see anything. Close, far, your screen is just, for a brief moment, completely not there, right? And so he'd have to blind shoot, and he probably blind shoots, misses, and then dies because someone's shooting at them. That's the difference here, and ultimately it ends up costing both Bang and Asuna their lives. And then finally, let's come to round 22, and this is the 4th time that Asuna managed to get some good use out of his utility, and the last little clip that we will look at. So they've entered on to this A site, they've found some kills, we've ended up in this 2v3, and let's see what Asuna can do. And again, this is the 4th and final time that Asuna is going to get good use out of his utility, because he's going to be able to do that and dismiss away when he was in trouble. And that's great. You know, that's absolutely fine, and it allows him to escape, and that's it. You know, it was in his ult as well. I think this is either the only time he used his ult. And then we're going to actually, you know, see there's a dismiss as well. You know, that gave him, I guess, a bit of sight of what was going on, but not really that much. And luckily for them, they come up against someone who's using a pistol, and so Asuna, it looks nice and shiny with a 4K, but really, how much does his utility really matter there? Not that much. It did a little bit, but that was about it, and they were against a save anyway, so overall, I think generally don't play Reyna if you are at the pro level, because it's just not going to go well for you. And pretty much on any other agent, you can probably find something where, you know, your utility will be better used rather than on Reyna, because Reyna is just too reliant on getting those kills that at this level, you just can't guarantee you're always going to get.